All right. Got the no grudge car going. And getting ready for this other one. So Tommy's car, the 64 Fairlane. Just got to do a couple little odds and ends to it real quick. And then give it a once over before we go to the track. All right, here we go. Roll it out. Just let it roll out first, and then.
Push me or jack up the fork.
No, you ain't got to jack nothing up. It's going on its own. Ready? Yeah. Here it goes. Slow down. Whoa.
It's okay.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Nice and easy. You stuck again?
It wants to take off with these ramps in here.
Yeah. I gotta push. Yeah. Let me go push. I gotta turn this off so I can push. All right. It's like casting a boat off the ramp. I gotta switch in the back. Hold on. All right. I love 4-speed cars.
Well, technically it's a 5-speed, but you know.
You know what I mean.
Got a Tremec in it. All right, start it. Oh, I should have left those on then. I should have left the plates on. Whatever.
Right.
I'll jack
I gotta
it.
check, and we gotta make sure. Look at this. She's a floater.
I was gonna say that's the floater.
All right. That's what we gotta make sure all this stuff is good. We don't want nobody getting hurt. Okay. Nice. It starts right off. Clutch is nice, man. It's just nice. It's like driving a regular car. Not even hard. All right. Let's go. Get it up in the air. We'll show you what we're doing.
All right. I actually forgot that we painted underneath it here.
Dude, you painted the bottom.
I know, I painted the
you
whole bottom.
stripped the whole bottom of that car by hand.
Looks like my car. It's nice and shiny.
Dude, nice.
So it looks
for
good
you
under
guys
here.
that don't, like you guys, you can go back, videos back.
This is
and
more
watch
of the
this
first.
whole-
Yeah, this is one of the first videos,
Right.
basically.
No,
Well,
really.
more
But
or
yeah,
less.
It was a while ago.
Of a build, anyway.
Of a build, anyway. So that we videoed.
So we got mini 4-link.
Yep. Coiled overs. It's called the Low Boy 4-link, right? We mini tubbed it.
Yep.
9-inch Ford. QA1 double adjustable shocks. And then, you know, all the good stuff as far as that goes.
So we're gonna go over everything. And
So a couple of things we gotta fix. The only thing I don't like, and he didn't like it either, is see how low all this sits? Like we had the car sitting way lower than this.
we had it almost looking like that.
Close.
Close anyway. That's like 4 inches. This we had at about 5.
We had it at about
half,
5 or
maybe.
6, yeah, something like that. But we had to
I
raise
mean,
it up.
it sits good though, but yeah.
Oh, I know.
It was sitting like way down.
But here's the problem. When it's on the ground,
Well, you don't have to go. I was gonna say you don't have to go
when it's on
down.
the ground, this is only an inch, so you got
You
2
know,
inches of
2
clearance.
inches.
You know, so
No popping any crazy wheelies and coming down.
So
This is gonna work.
we got to do a few things. So we got this. I just saw this. We're gonna tie that up like that. We got to finish putting the bolts in the bell housing.
I gotta put the bolts in the collectors.
Bolts in those collectors, right?
Yeah.
Something about changing this transmission mount, but I got to talk to them about why. That one actually looks okay. And then we're gonna go over and nut and bolt everything, make sure everything's all tight. And
We'll scale it.
We're gonna scale it. We're gonna set the bars and the shocks up.
We'll give it an
Let's see what
alignment.
play is in the steering box. Hopefully it's just an adjustment that we can even get to. I don't know if we could get to for the sub. And that's it. The brakes feel good, so he obviously he bled all that.
Yeah. We're gonna give it the once over before it
Yeah.
goes to the track.
And we're gonna go to the track with it. And then I see we had some brake fluid leak running. Yeah, we got a brake fluid leak. Tore your paint up. Tell Michelangelo's not happy with that.
Scuff it down and reshoot it.
All right, no big deal. We're just showing you, nice car.
What we're gonna do.
Like an older build. It's a brand new build, but it was a while ago. So he did
Old shell with new parts.
Yeah.
That's what it
Go
is.
watch the video. Fix the quarter panel, patched it up a couple of spots.
Yep. Looks good
These,
though.
if you want to watch the whole build on that, go back to the videos when we were mini tubbing it and cutting the front.
Did the cage in it.
We did the cage in it, yep. Frame connectors, cross member, all that good stuff. But yeah, can't wait to see this thing make a pass. It's gonna be pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right, go back to the work on that.
And then he's gonna put the screens in where the other lights go, so that it looks like the old school with the teardrop hood and the ram air.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. We gotta finish cutting a bunch of stuff on this too.
All right.
All right, so we're gonna start doing some stuff on this car. First thing he noticed it also is that the drive shaft is like sitting over to the side a little bit, which makes it real tight here. So I need to put a bolt in this. So we're gonna take the cross member down, we'll take the exhaust off, take the cross member down, put the bolt in there, and move these slots over, and then kick this over like about 1/4 of an inch or so, like that. It ain't much, but it's just 1/4 inch. And that'll straighten that out and also give me more clearance there. And then we're gonna make a dry shaft loop for that. Unreal sometimes. You can't even make this stuff up. So I go to take the exhaust off, right? They're stainless bolts. They came off, no problem. Like a little, almost felt like, they were a little rough, but okay, they came off. This side, every one of them was locked up like galled. They made about 2 turns and then they galled right up. You snap right off. I had to break them off. The last one I couldn't even break off. I had to cut that one off with the cutoff wheel. So I don't know what the heck kind of bolts those are. And Chinese ones or something. I don't know. They're supposed to be stainless, but don't know. Anyway, all right. So we got them off. I'm going to take the cross member down. We're going to move the cross member over, like I said, about 1/4 of an inch. And get some clearance in there, because this side's good. So we should be able to move that over. I'll probably put a little notch in those, and then put the other bolt in here. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. All right, well, so I put the bolt in here, and then I measured the center. So the holes are actually offset a little bit by like maybe 1/4 inch. So I'm like, okay. So So I flipped it around, and then we had the clearance that we wanted over here. But this thing, it's kind of like under a little bit of tension because of the motor mounts. You can't move them. But it keeps moving because of this. So it wants to go back in the same place. So that little bit is what's making it stay going that way. We want it to stay going that way. So these are bolted on. So I'm gonna put a little tab. I can show you this. All right, I'm gonna put a little tab right here. So we're gonna move it over, right? That whatever that is, 1/4 inch or whatever that is, make it stop flexing, and then put a tab right here, weld the tab on here on both sides so that it stays that way. And it won't flex like this. And that should do it. So between that, flipping that around, I'm gonna open the holes up just a little bit, just to give me a little bit more play. But you see these have a little play. So we're gonna move them all the way over to one side, obviously. Open that little hole up. I'm gonna put a little spacer in between here and here, just to drop it like whatever it is, 3/16 of an inch, the thickness of the bracket that we're gonna make. And then by moving it over, we'll have enough clearance up, down, and all around. All right, let me get going. All right, so I think I came up with a little solution for the problem here. So I cut these like this, right? So we move this over 1/4 of an inch, and this one over 1/4 of an inch. And then all this will be over 1/4 of an inch, which should give us enough room. So I'm gonna try it real quick. I'm just gonna lay this in here, because if it works, great. If not, then I can make it a hair bigger and make this one a hair smaller. All right, let's try it, see what happens. All right, so those were a little bit off, so I made 2 more. Clean those up. I'm ready to put in here. All right, now that worked. So I got all this back in. I got a little spacer in there. I put that on that side. I'm gonna do the same thing over there, but now you can see it. Drive shaft sits right down the middle. Got plenty of room now. So I'm gonna make a drive shaft loop for it, and we're good to go. Probably gonna put it right at the edge of this. Right here. It's gotta be within so many inches. I forget what it is. I'm gonna look it up real quick. All right, okay. So we got that. Got them pieces welded in there. Now we're in the middle. Much better. Got clearance now. So I got clearance on both sides, about the same. Okay, I gotta put the exhaust back on. I gotta go get some bolts, new nuts and bolts for that now. And he has the bolts for the bell housing. He's gonna bring them down later. And put the exhaust back on, and I can start working on the drive shaft loop. All right, I got the loop made up. I'm gonna make the little ears off it and follow the contour of the floor. I'm gonna take the drive shaft out now and then put that up in there, and then make the 2 little side plates for it. I don't know what the issue is. So I went and bought new bolts. I put them on, right? Same stainless bolts. Now I had to take the exhaust back off because I made the bracket up. But I need to take the exhaust out of the way so I can make the holes. And same thing, they galled up again. I had to cut this one off. Sucker's hot. So I'm not using them no more. We're just gonna go get grade 8 bolts. I put grade 8 bolts in it. I don't know what the heck's going on with the stainless lately. I never had that issue before. I've used stainless bolts on the exhaust like that forever. All right, anyway, I'll move this over. I'm gonna take that back out, finish welding the top of it, and then put it back in, hold it up, mark the holes, and put some grade 8 bolts in there too. So I'm gonna go get all new grade 8 bolts. All right, that's all done. And gotta put it back in there and mark the holes. And then we gotta go get bolts. Oh yeah. Same as yesterday. All right. I'm gonna make these holes in this thing so I can paint this thing up before I'm gonna get that bolt put on that. I mean the holes, and then paint it, and then tomorrow morning I'll install it. Got this thing all nice and painted up. Josh did this last night before we went back in the house. So we're gonna bolt it in there, and I'll be able to put the dry shaft back in and put the exhaust back on, and then go get some bolts for the exhaust. So I'm gonna just get grade 8 bolts for it. Got the rear back in, dry shaft back in, nice and straight. Dry shaft loops all bolted in. That's all done. I'm gonna put some paint on those. I thought Josh did that last night. I'll do that right now. And then under here is done. He's bringing the bolts for that. And he's bringing bolts for something about the shocks, which I gotta look at. But in the meantime, we're gonna get this done, put some paint on there real quick, and then I'm gonna do the alignment on the car. So that's that. All right, so I got the table set up. First thing we got to do is try to get some of this slop out of the wheel. Me moving that, she no moving. So I'm going to try to take some slack out of the steering box. You just got to be careful with that. Sometimes when you make them tight, they feel tight here, but then they bind. So this one right now turns real nice and free. But it's got a lot of slop. You can see. All right, so first things first. I'm gonna go in here and move these wires over and get down on that right there. That bolt right there, adjuster. And see if we can do that. And then we'll lock the steering wheel in place and go underneath and check the wheel alignment up. All right, so let me show you how I get this. So basically, you got a crow's foot wrench. You crack the nut loose, and then you use a long screwdriver like this and go down in there and make your adjustment. So hopefully it doesn't have too much crud on it when it turns. Okay. Now we're good. Now that little bit right there, you can watch both things at the same time. Let me see. What we got? Yep, right there. So we got nice. Now you'll feel the road. All right, that's back on there. That's tight. Put these wires back where they were. Put the cap back on here. It's a beautiful thing when things come together. Now, one thing. Let's see, I just saw something I gotta show you on that side. that is like super close, man. I don't think you can get a piece of paper in between there. So you might want to do something with that. Maybe if you can't, I don't know if putting a longer belt on will help. It might, but maybe take it off and then just grind the, where is that? Just grind that little bit of the head back a little bit. Ain't gonna hurt nothing. All right. Just something to consider. Fucking things start vibrating and shit. You don't know what you're gonna do. All right. Other than that, that thing is shoehorned in there pretty good. This is the one we cut the towers up on. So you get to the plugs pretty easy now. Both sides are pretty good. I mean, I didn't even think I was gonna be able to get to that steering box when I saw the steering wheel was loose. Like on Josh's car, we can't get that because of the way we made the headers. The headers come up like ram horns. They come up and then they go back down. But that's something we got to do on Josh's car too, because that's got a lot of slop in it. All right, let me set this thing back up now, string it up. I already got it on the tables. Get my fixture made over here, put in, and do a nice alignment on this thing. All right, got the wheel nice and straight, strapped in, that ain't moving. Nice and tight. Put it up in the air. Check all the air in the tires first. And string it up. All right, so we're gonna do the camber first. So on the other car that you saw me do, the camber adjustments on the top had cams so you can move the upper control arm in and out. On this car, those two bolts, that bottom bracket, I can't really see it, but it's slotted. So you loosen the bolts up and then you can move the control arm any which way you want. So we're gonna move it in a little bit. So we're gonna go, let's see. We are gonna go in with it a little bit to get that to right there. All right, so we were at 3 degrees. Now we're at 0, 0, and it's fluctuating between 0, 0 and 0.1, like that. There it goes. So we're like super close. You ain't getting better than that right now. So I'm gonna lock them down, check it again, and then go to the other side. What happens is, if you saw before, so see that space in there? That little gap is the slot. So we try to keep them even, because this already has caster built into it. So I'm going to tighten them up and go do the other side. All right, got the other side set. Everything is like 0, perfect. I'm going to set the toe in, toe out. Should be good to go. I'm going to string it back up. I got my stuff all set up over here. All right. Beautiful. Everything came right into where I needed it. Got both sides all set up. I'm gonna go back under there, tighten up the tie rod ends, and then grease the front end. And it's done for now. All right, last thing I did now, so we clearance that. So we got a good 1/4 inch gap in there now, so we're good with that. We ain't gonna mess with that no more. I'm gonna get it off the tables, and we're gonna scale it. Get the scales out. We're gonna scale it, weigh it. This way we have all our baseline settings for when we go to the track. And if we need to move anything around with the arms on the 4-link, we can, and we'll know what we're going, which way we're going. Okay. All right. It is hot in here. Anyway, so I got all the scales. I got the thing all jacked up. I got the scales set up. I'm gonna zero everything out. Let the car down on the scales. And we'll see what it weighs. And then I'm gonna add 250 pounds to the seat. That's how much he weighs. All right. Take a guess. 64 Fairlane, 8-point cage, 9-inch rear, Tremec 5-speed, frame connectors front to back, mini tubs, steel mini tubs, and a big 427 motor in it. And it's a cast with aluminum heads, 2 4-barrels, 1 seat, still has a headliner, drag radials, take a guess while I'm contemplating showing it to you or not. All right, got a regular tank underneath it. All right, I'm not sure how much fuel he's got in it, so maybe that might be a little factor, but all right, here we go. Ready? Hope you guys punched it in. See how good you are with it. So that's what it scales out at. Really good. Like really good. Front to back. Pretty awesome. So I'm gonna put 250 pounds in the driver's seat, and then I'm gonna get all my numbers underneath it. All right, not bad. Imagine what it would have been like with a little small block in it. An aluminum small block in it. About 300 pounds less than that. All right. Let me get some weight for the seat. He's a big boy. All right. Let me see if I can find 250 pounds. If not, I'll sit in it and get another 100 pounds out of me. On top of me, whatever. All right, so now that we got the weight, I'm gonna get all my measurements. I thought we had did this, but I guess not. Probably because there was no motor or nothing in the car. So once the engine and everything's installed and all the weight is in the car, so we're gonna get all our 4-link measurements, wheelbase, all that crap, everything. We're gonna write everything down, go in the house, punch it into the computer so it stays in there. We'll have all the data saved up. And then when we go to the track, if we need to make some changes, we know where we're going, which way we're going with it. So you're gonna have wheelbase as 1 measurement. So from ground, we're gonna get the measurement from here to here, from here to here, rocker, the bottom of that bar, the top of that bar, and then from the center of the rear housing to the front of these 2 bars. We need height of the crankshaft height and the cam height, pinion angle, all that stuff. It all gets punched into the computer and it'll all be stored in there. All right, let me get all these measurements and then I'll show you when I punch them in. Okay, got all my measurements, all the things that we need to punch in. Pretty long wheelbase. 116. Oh, 3 inches longer than my Comet. This one's gonna be the same thing, about 114, 113. All right, I'm gonna go inside where the air conditioner is and punch in some numbers so we have it. And I think we're done with this car until he comes down with those bolts and stuff. And that's it. All right, so this is the Performance Trends software. And I highly suggest you get this book. This book has pretty much everything that you want to know about suspension. This explains how to figure out your percentage front to back. So I did the calculation for that. So this car is 45% on the rear, 55% on the nose. So I'm gonna punch all this stuff in and we'll have it all ready. All right, got all my notes, put all the numbers in. This is where we're at. So when we set the car up, very important that you know where your numbers are going to end up. So with the bar angles the way they are right now, we're at 109 anti-squat. So the car should technically separate a little bit, which that's all you need, right? Make it work. And if you need to move it, we can move it up or down. All these holes, you can move anything. All these are different plot holes that you can use that are available. Okay, so it's got 12 instant centers that could be utilized with these bars. Anywhere from way back here to way up there. So you could see the instant center line. I don't know if you can make out that little dot. That's your anti-squat line. Okay, so we're just above it. So we should get some separation and we should work on it. So it should work. So get your book, make sure you got enough holes to move stuff around. And then when we go to the track, we'll be playing with shock settings, see how it leaves. You have a base set up now, you have a baseline. Okay, and you say, okay, well, in that hole, this is what it's doing. Watch the videos of the car, slow them down, see what the car's actually doing, what the car needs to do more of, and then you could just make your adjustments and you'll see the difference. All right, don't forget to like and subscribe. That's the end of this video. Hope you got some interesting stuff out of that. And we'll be going with the car to the track. Next time Tommy comes down, we'll finish putting a couple little things together and we'll be on our way. And we will be filming, so stay tuned. Make sure you hit the like and alert button so you know when the videos are coming out. A lot more stuff happening. Thanks for watching.